Alright, ALG gang, what is going on today? I'm really hoping you're liking the more regular uploads, but today we have been surprised, well, not surprised, but as you know by the title, like I say every video, we are reacting to, I'm giving my thoughts on the new Minecraft trailer. So, obviously, let's just cast your minds back to when the teaser was brought out. There was a lot of controversy over Jack Black as Steve, over how it looked, over just it as general. So without any further ado, make sure you like, subscribe, because I'm going to get straight into this video. And yeah, so you'll see my reaction and then I'll give you my thoughts about it after.
Trailer, take two.
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way.
Go on! Get out of here!
But the call of the mines was too strong. So one day, I started digging.
He looks a bit better as Steve in this one.
Until I found this. A wonderland where anything you can imagine is possible. As long as what you imagine can be built out of blocks. Atta boy!
Where are we?
Wait, who are you again?
Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison. Gamer of the Year 1989. Whatever. I barely think about it.
Welcome to the overworld. Anything you can dream about here, you can make.
This place makes no sense.
Don't I know it?
There are dark forces who want to destroy this world. If we want to stop them, we're gonna need to create something amazing. Let's go to the stash.
This is our decision. Nothing we can do. We've got the vision. Now let's have some fun. Yeah.
What's this junk?
An ender pearl. Teleports you to wherever you throw it.
Yeah, right.
And that was the only one I had. No biggie.
We were fated to pretend.
Oh yeah, there's one more thing you need to know.
Great. Now it's dark.
Go.
Did that feel quick to anyone else?
They enchanted. Okay, so there is the Minecraft trailer. So, now, obviously it looks a lot better than the previous teaser. Excuse me. So where do we start? Let's start with, let me just go get it up just here. So let's start with, we get an instant look at what the bee looks like. I think we may have saw the bee in the other trailer, I'm not sure. Or we definitely seen it before this trailer. Personally, I like the design of the bee. I think you couldn't really go, I mean you could have went really wrong with it. But it looks a lot like the Minecraft bee. I don't, yeah, it is quite, like fluffy. But I think that's kind of the tone of the thing. So then you skip on to, so then you have young Steve. Now, how do I feel about Steve being a normal person from, you know, this reality? I'm actually alright with that, you know, because it kind of, like, because obviously, technically, Steve is the player. Because, I mean, yeah, you can get different skins, but in reality, like, the base player is Steve. So in theory, Steve is the player, if you get what I mean. So that's actually smart by them doing that, making Steve a normal guy who gets transported there into this blocky world, because that's basically what the game does. It's literally what the game does. You load into a map, then you're transported into this different world. So, something that is just sort of worrying me a bit is probably the length of the film, because it seems to be they've got a lot going on, and chances are it's not going to be. I don't think it'll probably be less than 2 hours long. So I know it's called a Minecraft film, so that implies you're getting more. But for this film purely, I don't want it to be kind of left with you set something up, but it isn't resolved, or it kind of like has a cliche ending, a very predictable ending. I mean, I think that's probably going to be the gist, but I'll get to that later on about my thoughts on what the ending could be. But yeah, let's just move on. We see this old guy is obviously just a normal miner, just from the normal world, not that type of miner, miners. So then you see Jack Black as Steve in the real world. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of controversy over Jack Black being Steve. Obviously, there are better people who could have been Steve, and I agree with that. But to be honest, he doesn't look too bad as Steve, and it'll be a very easy cosplay for cosplayers or people who go to Comic Cons or whatever to recreate. Just get a blue jumper, some like navy jeans or whatever, done. Yeah, to be honest, we'll just have to wait and see. He does do a lot better, like you saw in the trailer a few minutes ago, as Steve in this trailer compared to the teaser. Because in the teaser, I think all he said was, "I am Steve." He might have said more. I haven't watched the teaser in a while. But yeah, so far, I'm fine with Jack Black as Steve. Now, you've always got to love the classic end portal thing. But it does raise the question: are we gonna get like a are we gonna get maybe a new portal in the actual game? Because obviously the only portal, we've got 2 portals in the game. You got the end one, and you got the Nether. And the Nether's purple. This one in the trailer is blue. So, will we get another one? I doubt it. But it'll be very fun if we do. But when Steve Jack Black goes through the portal, you're met with the classic, I think it's C411 Minecraft soundtrack. I really hope that's the official soundtrack for the film. It just makes sense. And I loved hearing that in the trailer. Whether or not, like I said, it's in the actual film, I don't know. Oh yeah, by the way, just ignore anything that's behind me. So if it's in the actual film, that is brilliant. That would probably be one of the best decisions they could make. So obviously there has been lots and lots of controversy over how things look, the story, how it's just Jumanji but Minecraft. Which it sort of is, but it makes sense, and I'll get to that later. Yeah, I loved hearing that music, even if it was just a few minutes. Then he tamed a dog, seeing how that works. I don't know why the dog was hostile, because in the game, usually the dogs are only wolves are only hostile towards you if you attack them, so whether or not he by accidentally hits the dog, I don't know. But whether or not that'd be connoting a good sign to an audience, considering how woke people have gone these days. But I'm not going to get into that topic. People just can't see the difference between fictional and non-fiction anymore. So whether or not it's the dog or all dogs are just hostile in this, and well, I keep saying dogs, they're wolves until you tame them. So they're wolves until you tame them. Right. So whether or not all the wolves are hostile in this, I don't know. But it will be fun to see. But clearly the bone trick works in this. Then you get the other characters come through. So hang on, this April. So you get that boy character. So you get the other characters. So you get Emma Myers, Jason Momoa, and the two others. I don't know the name, sorry. But I was sort of hoping Jason was using a more serious type role rather than, you know, this guy he is in the film. But I ain't judging before it comes out. That'll be a video for next April, next May, whenever I decide to make it. Now, I don't know why Emma Myers is in it. Very weird choice, but I'm all for Emma Myers being in it. It would be very fun if Jenna Ortega was in it, though. Just imagine the chemistry between those two in a Minecraft film. I mean, it would kind of just be Wednesday in Minecraft. Definitely not got a crush on Jenna Ortega. Anyway, so yeah. And obviously I find Emma Myers cute as well. What am I doing in my life? Anyway, so back to Minecraft. Obviously, so we get that, they come through the portal the same how Jack Black does as Steve. They find this weird cube thing, like a Tesseract type cube. Don't really know how I feel about that being the cause, but it does make sense, I suppose, maybe. It would have been really funny if it was kind of like they were playing the video game and then they got kind of somehow sucked into the screen. And then you kept cutting back to the real world, seeing, like, I don't know, their parents or whatever, or people, or relatives or friends, just seeing them in the game and wondering where the hell they've gone. But that wouldn't really be a good idea, because you want to focus more on the world of Minecraft rather than the real world. Now, obviously, we get that establishing shot. Obviously, you get a bit of interaction between them first. Yeah, I've just got it up here. Just so yeah, you get that establishing shot of the village. I assume it is a large village. I've got to give it that. You know, I really hope actually we get this map. Whether or not it's a normal seed or it's a map you have to buy in the shop, chances are these days with Microsoft, it'll be a map you buy. But I really hope you can get this map, because or they implement these type of villages into the actual Minecraft game. If you don't know what I'm going on about, so that type of village, I really hope you can maybe in the game at some point, because it'll be really fun, not gonna lie. And with the capabilities of PlayStation 5 and Xbox X and PC, God knows. So with the capabilities of them, I mean, they're gonna run GTA 6 for goddamn sake. So surely you'll be able to make villages like this. You could even make it so it's a less possibility, but you get better loot if you find it, because it's bigger, and you could also then bring back the older villagers within the new. I just miss the old design of the villagers, and we'll get onto that just in a second. So if you get them teaming up in a cave, assuming that those are diamonds and redstone. Yeah, there we are. Let me just hang on. It goes quite fast, so let me just try and find the playback speed. Speed. We'll go to 0.5. So obviously he gets them. that. Here we are. So let me switch you up. So we get our first look. Hang on, let me just pop you down. We get our first look at some villagers. And let me just say, they actually look decent. They look like what I'd expect them to look like, to be honest. Like, if you look at this dude over here, that dude. Or you got this dude just here who looks a bit depressed. I hope he's not depressed. Yeah, they actually look quite good. And I'm actually fine with the design they've chose for them. Because it reminds me a lot of like those in real life, the real life mob, whatever you want to do. So those videos you saw when you're younger about, you know, this, you know, Minecraft versus real life, those type of videos. So then you get obviously the stuff we saw in the other ones, so I won't cover that. Just attacking the village or attacking someone in the overworld. Yeah, that the golem, the iron golem looks fantastic, I've got to say. I do hope we see more than one. It would be really good if we saw like a platoon. Then you get the ender pearl scene. I'm not gonna lie, it's a funny scene. But it does maybe make you think, are we gonna go to the end in this film? I'll get to that in a few minutes, but are we going to stick around for a few more minutes to find out? Then you get the title, A Minecraft Movie, and then the end, which shows you you obviously saw the zombie earlier on, but you see the skeletons. They have bow and arrows. It looks like the bow and arrows are enchanted. I really hope they're not all enchanted, just to sort of buff the... Because then that would just kind of connote that they're just trying to buff up the skeletons. And to be honest, if they're all enchanted, they would kind of be screwed. Well, they wouldn't. Steve wouldn't. But yeah, then that brings you to, in theatres or cinemas it is in this country, April 4th. So, now going back to some points that I made. Will we possibly go to the end in this film? Or will that be a prequel or a sequel? Because they need to implement the end at some point. Now, I personally don't think it will be this film. Unless they're saving it. Because it's called A Minecraft Movie, that just symbolises, that just, you know, tells an audience that it's not the only one. Because it's not called The Minecraft Movie. There's chances that there could be sequels or prequels. And to be honest, I think what's going to happen is obviously you're going to have Steve at the beginning. You're going to have about a bit of backstory. So it'll obviously maybe a montage of him just growing up. And possibly then after, when he goes back into the cave, he finds that, but we won't follow his story until the other lot go into the world. So maybe once he gets transported into Minecraft world, we'll see him go in, maybe a bit of stuff in there, but it won't be his entire story in there, I don't think. I think that's when you'll cut to the other 4 characters. Obviously Emma Myers, Jason Momoa, and the other 2. Who obviously supporting cast. So they'll be going back to the real world and then follow them for the majority of the film. Because I think that could possibly set up a prequel film where you could literally follow Steve until they come into the world and have that bit of the film from Steve's perspective. Otherwise, because you can make a Minecraft film and it could be 10 hours long. It could be weeks long. Because Minecraft is endless to an extent. So you could literally have it as long as you want. But yeah, going back to the point of seeing the end, I don't think we will. And I don't think you would in the prequel if there is a prequel. So I think there's going to be, I think after this film, there's going to be one prequel and one sequel. So kind of you got that trilogy, and starting with this one in the middle, and it is smart to start in the middle because then you can branch off back to the prequel and then back to the sequel. Bit like what Star Wars did, but they didn't realise that. But yeah, if anything, I don't think we've seen the end in this film. If we do, brilliant. Absolute brilliant. Yeah. I just don't think we're going to see it. It's not been shown in any of the trailers. It's not been hinted at. Well, besides the Ender Pearl, it's not really been hinted at. I think the main thing in this film is going to be the Nether. And then I would hope you kind of maybe get the Wither, but I wouldn't be surprised if you don't. So don't hold out hope, because obviously maybe that would be a good villain. It would make sense for it to be in this film, but yeah. Well, overall, I like the trailer. Am I still skeptical about the film? Yes. Quite skeptical whether or not it's going to be good or not. It is looking more hopeful, and I think they're going to do a Sonic on this and actually make it from looking bad to good. But I just don't know how the story's going to go. It might look visually pleasing, but story-wise, and to be honest, you could have the best visuals in the world, but if the story's not good, your film's not good. So I think you need your film to be good. So you need a good narrative, a good story. And that's the bit I'm skeptical about. Because I just feel like we're going to follow these sub-characters too much, rather than Steve himself in the overworld or the Nether. But, hey, you couldn't just have Jack Black wandering around for 2 hours. That would have got boring. Yeah, so that brings this video to a close. I know it is a very long video. And this third act of it has just been me rambling on. But yeah, make sure you like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what videos you would like to see. I have got a long list. But yeah, so let me know. Comment if you're going to go see this film or not. I will obviously release day most likely. But with that note, Team D Gang, I will see you all in the next video.